Very good afternoon to all our viewers joining us on www.ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub. Here we are coming to you live from the Air Force grounds in Ratmalana. Kandy taking on Army, quite a bit of a different game today because this is not necessarily the home grounds for Army, but opting to play their game here. It's going to be an interesting matchup here. Kandy taking on Army because Kandy haven't been very convincing against Air Force in the opening game, and also they were troubled by police last week in their home turf. So having to travel down to take on the soldiers is not going to be an easy task because the soldiers, of course, have a very, very well-drilled front eight who will try to come into the game. But the defending champions, Kandy, are going to be a hard nut to crack because they always find their way back into the game. And as for the weather today, the weather is holding up. It's a little gloomy up in the skies. Thunderstorms predicted. It is around 31 degrees currently. Yesterday there was heavy rains, but walking on the grounds today didn't feel soggy at all. So it's going to be good for some fast and open rugby, this Air Force field. And playing with the wind is going to be very crucial because there is a very, very strong wind from the left to right of your screens. So Kandy from that end where they are practicing, if they will be playing with the wind, and it's going to be interesting.
நேரடி ஒளிபரப்பு யாழ்ப்பாணத்தில்
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිප්පදාස
ඇට්මොරටුව පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
கிழக்கு மாகாணம்
Sugaddas Indoor Stadium
is the Fox Hill Supercross.
කුරුණෑගල සිටි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නූරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයේ.
ෆයිනල් ෂෝඩවුන් කැන්ඩි ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ක්ලබ්
පොළොන්නරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට
நேரடி ஒளிபரப்பு யாழ்ப்பாணத்தில்
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිප්පදාස
ඇට්මොරටුව
පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
கிழக்கு மாகாணம்
Sugaddas Indoor Stadium
Is the Fox Hill Supercross.
කුරුණෑගල සිටි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නූරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයේ.
ෆයිනල් ෂෝඩවුන් කැන්ඩි ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ක්ලබ්
පොළොන්නරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට
நேரடி ஒளிபரப்பு யாழ்ப்பாணத்தில்
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිප්පදාස
ඇට්මොරටුව
පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
கிழக்கு மாகாணம்
Sugaddas Indoor Stadium
Is the Fox Hill Supercross.
කුරුණෑගල සිටි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නූරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයේ.
final showdown, Kandy Sports Club.
පොළොන්නරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Cheesy treats, we want more.
Crescent Mini Keeves. Try it. Love it. The original Mini Keeves, only from Crescent.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites, only from Crescent.
Sophisticated selection of Yardley, London.
New breed of fast, Pulsar NS160 with wider tyres and twin disc brakes from David Pierce Motor Company Private Limited.
Welcome back to the live action brought to you on www.ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, bringing you action today from the game Army Sports Club taking on Kandy Sports Club here at the Air Force grounds, and joining me in commentary is Ranjika Pereira. Welcome, Ranjika.
Yes, thank you, Sudarshana. Good evening so far here in Ratmalana. There are some clouds hovering, like you said earlier. But I hope to see a good encounter today, because last week we witnessed Army showcasing a good match. There you go.
Yeah, the last week results for you. Havelock Sports Club managing to edge CHNFC 30 points to 29. Navy managing to hold on to CR until the last minute, but CR managing to pull away in that game 22-28. Air Force went down to Army Sports Club 17-29. That was also here. And Kandy Sports Club winning against Police 32-23, but that scoreline doesn't do any justice to that game. It was a cracker of a game. Police really turning up that day. Kandy, of course, Dhanushka Ranjan's individual brilliance. 3 tries was scored through Ranjan and also managing to get the bonus point. That's what's important about Kandy. Yes, they might struggle in the game, but they end the game with a bonus point, which adds up at the end of the season. That's why on the scorecard, Kandy is currently lying second. That's because of Havelock's playing a game yesterday. Kandy currently lying second with a game in hand, Ranjika. Them collecting that bonus point in almost every single game that they play is going to be very crucial come the second round of the tournament.
Yes, indeed. There are a lot of talk around the town saying that this year Kandy might be beaten by a few teams in Colombo. But I think, like you said, Suhasana, it will come down to those vital points they gain from these bonus points, like you said. It will come down to those points to a team who will take the title this year as well. And talking about the Army match as well, I was here last week, and Army came back from behind after conceding 2 tries in the first 10 minutes. There you go, the points table.
Here you go, the points table. Havelock Sports Club currently in the lead with 16 points. Kandy, although with a game in hand, have 12 points already. That's because of the 2 bonus points that they've earned. And CRNFC lying third, Navy lying fourth, and Army currently in fifth. So it's going to be a game between first and fifth, to be honest, and the Police and Air Force currently lying in the bottom 2 positions. The real trouble and the real test is going to be how teams get up to that top 4, isn't it? Because we have real quality among the top 6 teams if you look at.
Yes, clearly a lot of potential this year. I think it's fair to say that this year there will be a good competition amongst these players, with foreign players coming in as well. There's a hold to that. There's some issues going in that part of the game as well. But I hope they clear things out, and I think this will encourage people to come and watch games as well. We've seen crowd slowly disappearing from matches.
Absolutely, it's important for the crowd engagement to happen for rugby to be successful domestically in Sri Lanka, because yes, like you mentioned, there was a loss in interest with the crowd. Probably Kandy was the only club which didn't see a drop. They have a large bunch of travelling fans as well. So as for the other clubs, yes, this season with the performance that they've been beltering out, the crowd will surely but surely come into play come the second round, because it from the looks of it, it's going to be a closely contested affair.
Clearly, the crowd is slowly gathering in. Saturday evening today. A lot of people, I'm sure, from Kandy as well. There was a huge block in the entrance. There you go, the Army lineup. Dilip Niroshan, Aravind Karunaratne, Sugat Nanayakara, Tirusha Adhikaram, Nalan Premanath, Pushpa Kumara, Upul Aberatne. He played a vital role last week. Danago Vijay, Mohammad Rizvi, Ashan Bandar, another class player. Tudaraka Dikkupura makes way to the starting lineup this week. Kasun Madhuranga, Samira Bulat Singala, Madhura Bandara, and the experienced Gayan Salind, who struggled last week and was substituted in the first half itself.
And here's the Kandy lineup for you. Ganako Disanaik, Uchita Jayasuriya, Muhammad Ali. That's Surya Anthony and Heshan Silva making the combination at the locks. Shahan Patrana, Tarun Chaturanga and Bhuvanek Odangamo making up the third row. Roshan Veeratna back to the number 9 jersey, playing halfback. Arshad Jamalin comes in place of Nigel Ratpate, who was injured at the Police game. Vishwamitra Jayasinghe in the number 11 position. Skipper Dharmapal and Dhanush Karanjan. Midfield combination is going to be very important for Kandy, and Tilna Vijay Singh at the back with the return of Anuruddha Vilvara. How long have we been waiting to see this guy in action? Vilvara will want to have a big game here. Kandy now making the park, and Vilvara there with a heavy blue strapping next to Bhuvanek Odangamua. Willie will be looking for a big game today, Ranjik, especially given the fact that he hasn't been in the mix the last season. He has been wanting to recover from his injury. The match officials for today, Rohan Fernando, Sarath Madugalla and Indika Pradeep, referee Fernando, will be assisted by referee Madugalla and referee Sarath as well. Plenty of rugby action today with the international rugby as well. All Blacks taking on Italy, followed by England taking on the Wallabies. That's going to be interesting. And not so bad day for Sri Lanka in cricket as well, Ranjika. Record partnership for the second wicket against England, put on by Dimut Karunaratne and also Dhananjay Silva. Unfortunately, Silva getting caught to a brilliant Jennings catch. So Sri Lanka will be looking to build on that to avoid a whitewash.
Yes, clearly they'll be banking on Dimut Kanaranda to push on in that match. And things are about to kick off here. It will be the Soldiers quick start this crunch game. I think it will be important for Army to start off well. They didn't do that last week. They conceded 2 tries in the first 10 minutes against Air Force, but somehow managed to crawl their way back to the game. But you know how star-studded this Kandy lineup is, so it will not be easy to come back from a huge deficit. So it's very important for Army Sports Club to make a good start in this game.
Army starting off against the wind. The wind is blowing from the left to the right of your screens. So Kandy playing with the wind in the first half. Army with the kickoff, a good high-hanging kick. Collected by Arshad Jamaldin, who opts to take it forward himself. Veeratna straight away opting to go to his backs. Ranjan to take the hit. Beg your pardon, there was a forward going in, and Tilna Vijay Singh is looking to kick deep, but right underneath it is Gayan Salinda from Army. Salinda has been such a wonderful servant, and here's an early charge from the flanks and a kick forward. Unfortunately, it's kicked full out. Army looking impressive in the early exchanges.
Yes,
the intention is clear. Go at Kandy.
It's Madhur Bandar that first who made that run. Unfortunately, the kick going full out, so play will be brought back. It will be a Kandy line out. Like you said, yes, it's very important for Army to start off well against this star-studded Kandy lineup. And Kandy, on the other hand, will also be keen on starting off well. They know they haven't hit their stride in this season as yet, from what I have seen. They'll be keen to stamp their authority like they have done throughout the last few seasons.
First line out for the game from Muchita. In the safe hands of Adish Chaturanga. Army penalized for bringing the ball down. Jamaldin with the clearance and gains good yard, but referee Fernando decides that it's not enough advantage. So Kandy will receive the first penalty of the game as well. The kicking game is going to be very important here. Arshad Jamaldin has quite fairly big boots to fill with the retirement of Arshad, I beg your pardon, Fasil Marija came in Nigel Ratwate. Now Arshad Jamaldin has been in the ranks, he's been in the mix, so he will know exactly what to do here. But his boot is going to be very crucial alongside Tilna Vijay Singh, who's at the back.
Yes, there you go, the penalty. Good one there from Arshad, if I'm not mistaken. This is a good opportunity for the Hill Country Giants to start off with a bang. Line out to be taken inside the 40-meter.
First time Kandy's made their way to the Air Force 50. Jayasundara goes to number 6. Shahan Patirina with safe hands. Now Udangamu tucking the ball in for Kandy. Good clearance. So it is inside pass and silky hands from the Kandy backs. Managing to hold on to possession. Now Chaturanga. It's been a brilliant number 6 for Kandy in the past few seasons. Udangamua. Kandy opting to go with their forwards. Ganuka Disanaika tucking the ball in. Quick pick and go from the fringes. Kandy forwards making their inroads. Now inching closer to the 22-meter mark, the red zone. Now have the numbers on the outside. Danushka Ranjan gives the ball inside to Pereira. Soiru Anthony going for the line. Dharmapala gives it to Kalhara, who will walk towards the try. Stuff of dreams for a second row, bulky second row. Didn't have much to do. Line was right in front of him. So easy work by Kasun Kalhara. Kandy gets into the 50, scores and comes back.
Yes, perfect few faces from Kandy to find their way over. Army did defend well in the first few phases, but then their defense was scrambled and it was easy pickings for the Kandy backs and the forwards to work their way over. Like you said, they came into the attacking half and they are going back with the points, the conversion to come. Till Vijay Singh will take the conversion duties. They're playing with the wind, so it will be important for him to get the direction right.
What Kandy will want to do here, Anjika, is make a statement. Because there have been a lot of questions. Like you said, Kandy might get beaten, will be beaten. So they want to make a statement here. They will look at a high score and to make sure that their systems are in place as Tilna Vijay Singh duly obliges and adds 2 more to the Kandy score. 7 points to nil. Kandy in the lead after just 4 minutes on the clock. We need to make sure that they get into the game, make sure they slow things down and hold on to possession. Otherwise, it's going to be a long game for them.
Yes, very much rightfully said there. It's important for Army to keep their heads up. We all know they are a very gutsy team. This time goes for the boot. Good clearance there from Kandy. There you go. The momentum is clearly on the Kandy side. They are pumping up. And Army will have to find their way to somehow closing on the deficit.
Seems like a bunch of the Kandy players are joining in on the Movember effort. Army with the line out, spoiled by Pathirana. Desperate tackle, but Roshan Veeraratne manages to keep hold. Anthony now. Great work by Kandy to steal that ball. Jayasuriya carries the ball forward. Good work by the Kandy backs, but Willie is not able to keep hold of the ball.
First touch for Willie, not going in his favour. But good defence this time from Army. They weren't scrambled at all. They held their line and ultimately turned the ball over. 7-0. We are in the 7th minute of the game. This first half. It's third week game between Kandy Sports Club and Army Sports Club.
Army got their line out spoiled earlier, but this time around managing to get it on their side. Here comes Salinder. Gives it out to the winger, steps in and cuts back. Good play by Army there. Quick ball from Risvi. Risvi's role is going to be very crucial. Beautiful offload, but doesn't manage to hold it. Nala and Premanta. Kandy with the reply, and that's a brilliant kick. Great territorial kick by Kandy that time. But very unfortunate for Army. They looked promising, making inroads into the Kandy half.
Yeah, that was Sudarga Dikkumura coming in to this game in the starting lineup. And the good run initially, but unfortunately the ball was turned over, and the clearance kick, I think, got a deflection of one of the Army players, so it will be a Kandy line out. So another opportunity for the champions, the reigning champions, to extend their lead.
Kandy opting to go for the full line out. They have options at all 3 pods. Goes to the second, so here Anthony collects it cleanly, sets it up. Army were penalized for bringing Kandy's maul down earlier, but this time around defends it well. Veeraratne now to Arshad Jamaldeen. Richard missed pass to Jayasinghe. Jayasinghe to Vijay Singh. Anuruddha Velvara to the corner. But good tackle on him by Army, and they're penalized. Hands on the ground, says the referee. Arriving player not supporting his body weight, thereby not letting Army contest for that ball. So Army with a brilliant chance to get out of jail.
Yes, they make amends for their earlier blemish in the 4th minute. Now with a chance to get some clearance away, Gayan Salenda kicks it closer to the halfway mark. It's on the 40-meter rather in their own half still. We are moving into the 10th minute of the game, and it's Kandy who has been dominating the position.
It's very important that Army gets their set pieces, especially the line-outs right. Now goes to 6, brilliantly hits the mark, setting up his Army. Beautifully looking maul by Army. They need to control it and go forward once, says the referee. Still on the move. Kandy forwards, putting everything behind that. Rizvi to Ashan Bandara. Again, the Kumra has space. Looks to run from the outside and manages to keep the ball in play, but the arriving player was bundled to touch. Lost forward by Ranjan, says referee Fernando. So Army gets back possession. So Daragadik Kumra, every time he touches the ball, he looks very good, and that's mainly because of his 2 centres, Kasan Madurang and Samir Bulat Singhal, are currently doing very good work.
Yes, rightfully mentioned there. It's Army who's opted for the scrum. Now in the attacking half for the first time. Set pieces are important, like you said, Sudarshan. If they can get this scrum right, they'll be in with a chance. Second cleanly. Good ball there. Good hands from Army. Goes into contact. Brought down. Still in with position, Army. Goes good rush defense from the Kandy Sports Club. Not giving room for the centres to work their way.
Now it's up to the Army forwards to slow the pace down of this game. Bandara ups to go on to his outside. Good run by the Army winger. Now taking the ball forward is Aravind Karnaratne, the hooker for Army. Mohammad Rizvi gives it to his prop, Dilip Niroshan. Big hit on him. Bandara, he has space on the outside, but crashing through the middle is Kasan Maduranga. A little bit of a fumble on the ground, but still managed to keep possession. Army have in their arsenal 2 very good centers. Ball comes awkwardly to Dik Kumra. Dik Kumra gives it out to Bulat Singhal, who puts in a big hit on Vishwamitra Jayasinghe. Rizvi to Bandara. Gives it to Aravind Karnaratne, who takes the ball to the mix. Rushing in is a big prop forward. Yes, and that time Bune Kodangamo was right on top of Sugat Nanakar, who took the ball in, and beautiful copybook stuff you expect from a third row. Support your body weight on the tackled player and go for that ball. Give him a chance to release the ball and then go for that ball.
Yes, brilliant from Bune Kodangamo. Army were building up the faces in that few minutes, but unfortunately just couldn't penetrate the defense of Kandy. And I think there's a blood injury, is it? The plaster has come off. Hold of play.
This This is what Army needs to be doing. They need to be very patient and make sure that they keep building faces. But that's an impressive kick from Arshad Jamaldin. Yet again, bringing his team 6 to 7 meters away from the 22-meter mark. Giving an opportunity for their forwards and plenty space for their backs as well. Kandy wanting to go with a full line out again. The intention will be to set it up. Ball goes to the front.
Well read there by the Army defense. Nevertheless, Kandy comes away with it. Now using their forwards to work their line now.
Dharmapala well marked by Ashan Bandara that time, but seems to have gotten a heavy blow on his knees. Kandy still with possession. Jayasurya wrestles his way to the ground. Now to Ganako Disanayaka. Met his opposite number. Army trying to rip that ball across, but doesn't manage to support their body weight. Dharmapala taking another hit through the middle. Beautiful inside pass. Lost forward, but offside, says referee Fernando. Kandy playing with the penalty advantage.
I mean, considering a few
call
penalties.
to be taken here. Richard initially thought of going for points and then points at the touch line.
Yes, Army conceding a few penalties inside their own half. This is just giving opportunity for the Kandy side to attack. This is not ideal for the soldiers as they're still trailing in this game. And another wonderful kick from Jamaldin deep inside the 22. I think they'll probably go for another full line out. These testing times for Army, if they concede another try this time, it will surely demoralize them. We're still inside the first 20 minutes. Clean line out there. Kandy on the charge now.
Very good line out, breaking away Jayasurya. Maybe, just maybe, he broke away a little too soon. Held up, says the referee, so it will be a scrum in favor of Kandy because they were going forward. Jayasurya maybe broke away a little too soon. Could have been inside that maul because it was moving forward. Army's attempts to disrupt it in the opening exchanges was very well managed by the Kandy front row. Now options all around. Look out for an 8, 9, 11, where Roshan Weeraratne would look to combine with Bhuwane Kodangamu and the man on his outside, or send Arshad Jamaldin in for the try.
Ishan Silva getting some medical attention. The moment, little hold up for the scrum, first scrum for Kandy in this game. Inside the 10 meters. Another chance for Kandy to extend their lead. At the background, you can see the Kandy bench warming up.
Scrum going down that time. It's time for the Army forwards to put in a big scrum here, because Kandy scrum is filled with very heavy, talented forwards, experienced forwards as well. So Army would need to make sure that they send in a message that they are here to play as well. They have a very well-drilled forward pack, but they need to make sure they put in that extra yard to challenge Kandy.
The thing with Army is that they're a very gutsy team. They will give their heart out in the field anytime, right throughout the 80 minutes. They will give their absolute best for against any team, be it Kandy, be it CH or any other team. So that's what you can expect from the soldiers, and the players are getting some refreshment. Is it a timeout? Because last week there was a break, the 20-minute mark. There's a 2-minute break which is called for last week. I'm not very sure. Same thing is happening here.
Interestingly, there was that was an extended break there. There's still a couple of players being attended to. Kandy with an attacking scrum. Couple of meters away from the try line. Now the Kandy forwards wanting to push it through. And the scrum goes down. Veeratna sends it to his blind wing, Anuruddha Vilwara, who's tackled just centimeters away from the line. Silva looking for his second, is denied. Jayasuriya taking the ball forward. Udangamu at the base of the ruck and scores the second for Kandy. Both tries coming from the forwards. Bhuvanek Udangamu doing the honours this time.
Yes, deadly in these kind of situations is Kandy Sports Club. Like you mentioned, very experienced forward pack. It was Bhuvanek Udangamu who jumped over the whitewash. So 2 tries already for the visiting Kandy team. They are already stamping authority in this game, and I think it's fair to say that they have dominated the first 20 minutes of this game. And this is the Kandy that we know of. They like dominating. They like to stamp their authority wherever they go, and that's what exactly they are doing. And Army thus far have no response to this attack from Kandy Sports Club. They had their moments, few moments, I must say, few good moments, but they haven't been able to convert those moments to points. And that's why they are still sitting at 0 points as Tilina kicks the conversion through. So 2 out of 2 for Tilina in this game. That will take them to 14 points. Kandy Sports Club moves to 14 points. So it stands at the moment, and Army having to make another comeback this week as well.
14 points to nil. Kandy in the lead, and here's the replay of the second Kandy try. Carrying it up is Bhuvanek Udangamu. Two tries to Kandy. Yet again, they're just 2 tries away from getting the bonus point.
Yes, those are the things. I think they'll be determined to do that in this match as well. It's just they are just 20 minutes into this game, so they have enough and more time to get those 2 tries to seal the bonus point. Most importantly, I think they're still looking for that confidence, for that chemistry in the side. That's what they're searching for, I'm sure, more than anything else. They would like to feel good about themselves. There have been doubts in the last few games, but this game, I'm sure, they'll be looking to stamp their authority in this season.
Here's Bandara with the restart. Goes straight to Jayasinghe. Vishwamitra Jayasinghe. Now Rushan Veeratna to Yakub Ali. Roshan goes to his pocket. Good charge on Arshad Jamaldin. Tilna Veerasinghe, instead of going for an own try, brilliant work by Tilna Vijay. Lovely stuff, but this is the spark that you want from Army. Tisura Adhikaram that time, charging in on the fly-off.
And there you go, experience for you from Tilna Vijay Singh.
Here's another look at it. Brilliant replay. Adhikaram blocking the two locks doing the hard yards. Ranjika, they could have sat back waiting the kick, but earns Army very important ground. Goes to number 4. Beautifully set ball. Ganuka Disanayaka that time trying to rip that away. Wasn't successful initially. Big hit on the tight head. Sugatanana Kara. Army need to make sure that they gain yard. Shan Patrina that time was coming in from the side. He had all the right to that ball if he came on top of the ruck. Mohammad Rizvi opting to take the ball quickly. Referee playing advantage to Army because Kandy weren't 10 meters back. Army need to make sure that they convert this into points. It's going to be very important. The hooker Aravind Karnaratna taking the ball forward. High tackle called. If it's reckless, a card will be coming against Kandy. Rizvi not managing to get that ball out, so no advantage. High tackle from Ganuka Disanayaka. Referee deems that it was accidental. That's why he's satisfied with the penalty, or else it would have been a yellow card if it was reckless.
This is good from Army. I think they're trying to get some points on board, and Kandy also put under a lot of pressure for the first time in this game, and they also conceded few penalties in that few phases, so it's good from Army.
Got a call by the soldiers opting to go to the line instead of points because it was definitely in Gayan Sal in this range. He was the highest point scorer for the past 2 seasons for Army. Now the Army forwards will have to give quality ball to their backs. They will definitely try and look to set this up front. Opting to go with a full line out. Goes to the second pod, number 4. Good challenge by Kandy, but Army managing to hold up, setting it up well now. Once says the referee. Rizvi in thicker things. Charging forward was Sugatanana Kara, but was unable to hold on to that ball. Army ever so close, but yet so far.
Very unfortunate there for Army. Did all the hard work in stealing that ball, that block from the tight head, and then building up the phases until that moment where Dileepa Niroshan, who just knocked it on inside the 5 meters. So it will be a scrum for Kandy Sports Club. But Army shouldn't put their heads down, put their shoulders down. There's enough and more time remaining. They just have to believe in themselves to work their way and pose a threat for this Kandy side. And you mentioned about Gayan Salin as well. Last week he had a horrible game against Air Force. He was substituted in the first half itself, and I'm sure he'll be determined to prove a point. It's a class act, that's no doubt at all. He's done world of good for Army Sports Club in the last couple of seasons.
Now the Army forwards will have to put in a very big performance here to make sure Kandy doesn't get an easy ball out, but Kandy forwards are solid. Veeraratna gives it into skipper Dharmapala, who takes the ball forward. Makes the angle better for Tilna Vijay Singh, who duly complies. And That's an interesting kick because he managed to earn approximately 20 to 22 meters. But by the looks of it, Kandy skipper is in a little bit of trouble. Seems like Dharmapal is having trouble with his ankle, limping away from that crash. Army yet again with another attacking line out inside the 22. They've tried setting up twice, and Kandy have responded well, so they will have to make a decision here. Do they go with the same ploy, or whether they will opt to try and send it to the backs?
Skipper Dharmapal is struggling at the moment, limping away. Like you said, this is a. I hope he's all
Dharmapal
right.
is still with a niggle. It will be advisable to take him out, but he's refusing to leave the field. Finds it difficult to leave the field. Rather, I think he shouldn't be playing.
Another blow for Kandy.
Well, straight away, a replacement sent from the bench. Pereira joins in. Lavanga Pereira will be playing in the first center position alongside Ranjan. Here's Ami. Blindly passing there, but Air Force playing with advantage. Salinda goes in. Here's to Hetiarachi. Bulat Singhal rather.
There go Army building up the faces now.
Again
Here's
to
Ashan
the blind
Bandara.
side, Ashen Bandara. Tried to show and go, but was well marked by the Kandy defense. Army's battering ram coming in. Here's the loose set Dilip and Iroshan. Met with resistance by Kandy. Referee Fernando playing advantage. Army with a penalty advantage coming their way. Here's Nana Kara. Manages to hold on to the ball this time. Now an inside pass. Oh, that's a dangerous tackle. That is definitely going to be a card. No hands tackle there by Kandy on Aravind Karnaratna, the Army hooker that looked extremely dangerous. He landed on his head. We'll take a look at the replay if possible. But Ali is in trouble. Yes, referee Fernando reaches for his pocket, and off you go. Ali will have to spend 10 minutes in the bin. And Army straight away will look to try and put this ball to touch, because even earlier they wanted to go for points, and they will want to make sure that they're at least 7 points up on the board. Here's the replay of the try. I beg your pardon, the penalty. This ball coming out.
Referee was playing advantage for not rolling away there, and I think this is where the tackle comes. No,
I believe the next phase. Army with the put in, trying to set it up. Do they manage to transfer the ball? Now the Army forwards battering in. Stop clock, says the referee. He'll want to have a word with the assistant referee. Having a discussion.
So held up. No, it's a try. Yes, first try for Army.
Try given for Army.
First try for Army in the game. Ideal for them. They have the one-man advantage. It was Pushpa Kumara who carried the ball over, the number 20. And just what the doctor ordered for Army Sports Club. Here you go. The try.
Here's the replay. Army forwards driving in. Well, difficult to say who carried the ball there.
It was Pushpa Kumara.
Seems like it was Pushpa Kumara, like Rantika mentioned. Now Salinder with an opportunity. This is definitely in his reign with an opportunity to put Army forward.
Will take his time to set this up. If he can get this through, that will boost their confidence. The soldiers trying to make a comeback.
Well, slightly swaying away from the left post. Had the distance definitely. Almost at the angle, but he expected that kick to curve in a little. But it's never easy kicking here at the Air Force grounds. 5 points to 14. Kandy still in the lead, but good for Army. They've managed to get one back. And will want to make sure that they finish this half strong.
Yes, and Kandy is still one man down. So they will have to make sure that they make the best out of this opportunity, the one-man advantage they have. As Kandy restart, good high-hanging kick, taken cleanly there, brought down immediately. Will look to get some sort of clearance from their own half. No, they are going to use their forwards to build up the faces once again. Here we go. Army on the charge. This time goes for the box kick. Good one there.
Mohammad Rizvi's kick is collected by Bhuvanek Udangamo, who commences Kandy's counter threat. Now to Silva, offloads it to Pathirana. Pathirana with the ball, gains important yards for Kandy. Veeratna now again to Udangamu, offloads it to Chaturanga, looks for a man to offload, but Lavanga is a little late to get there. Udangamu with a pick and go. Veeratna, Jamaldeen, Danushka Ranjan beats one man, gets in the middle of two. Veeratna gives it out to Anthony. Tackled well, wasn't able to offload that. Jamaldeen to Udangamu, a drop pass. Now Army with an opportunity. Remember, they have a numerical advantage, Army. Should have gone to the boot, should have kicked it. There were plenty spaces behind because the sweeper was not back. Decision making, but comes away with a penalty there. Army should have opted for the kick, Ranjika, because there were plenty empty spaces behind the Kandy line because they were on an attack and it's very difficult to switch yourself from attack to defense.
Yes, clearly they could have gone for the kick, and they have the runners in their side. Sudaraka, Dikkumar, Ashin, Bandara, they can step on the gas and could have been an opportunity for Army Sports Club. And we have Bhuvanaka. Is it?
Seems like Silva. Hishan Silva, Hishan Kalara Silva. Heavily strapped hamstring that. Coach Vijay Singh will want to make sure that he manages his players well. What he wouldn't want is, like last year, to have a bunch of injured players after the first round. But Kandy did manage to come back despite losing 2 games in the first round last year as well.
Yes, the depth in their squad has helped them to be in the top level of this rugby league.
Unfortunately, seen as Hishan Silva also leaves the field. Second Kandy player to leave the field injured.
Can sign the kick sit over the 40 meter. Is it? No. It's inside away from close to the 40 meter. But another attacking line out for Army. There's still one man extra due to that booking. for that no hands tackle in that earlier attack from Army. Here we go, another line out for Army. This time, well done there. The line outs have been brilliant so far.
Going forward is the Army centre Samir Bulat Singhala. Brilliant carry by him. Salinder gives it inside to one of his forwards. Now to Salinder. Good clearance coming in by the support players. Rizvi should be given a little more protection. Asan Bandara runs through the first line of defense, offloads it to Upula Beratna. Now Kandy. Now Army needs to make sure that they finish this one. Going to be penalized, slowing the ball down. That was Tilna Vijay Singh. Army has plenty of numbers on the open side. Rizvi now. Big carry by the Army forwards who are playing with a spring in their step. Army opting to keep it close. This is very wise. They need to be very patient. Bandara, big tackle on him by Wilvera, but manages to stay on his feet. Line offside, says referee Fernando. Right underneath the post. Interesting call here for Army. Do they go for points? Or do they go in pursuit of that try? Because they've been playing well. I'd say they need to go for points. Get 3 points on the board, which will make it 8. But, well, Army forwards are very confident, opting to go for a scrum. And wise thing to do as well, because Kandy are one man short. So they have the Army have the advantage in the scrum. 7 against 8. There is a replacement coming through. Ashan Darling comes in and off goes, well, Buane Kodangamu is off.
Interesting there. I think that's an interesting call as well from...
That's because at any given time, you need to have 3 front row forwards. So Yaqub Ali was in the bench. Coach Vijay Singh is compelled to make that change. Ashan Darling comes in place of Udangamu, who will be able to come back into the game. Kandy does very well to spoil that, but standing up, says the referee. Brand new front row coming in, so it's difficult to get that chemistry right in the front rows. The height, how much you're going to go down, all those things have to be taken into consideration. So the Army forwards doing very well to put pressure. Again, numerical advantage as well. So this is going to be very crucial how Kandy play this out, because they've already conceded 5 points with the lack of Yaqub Ali in the scene being. How much it's going to cost them is the question.
Yes, clearly Army with momentum on their side at the moment. Like you said, their forwards are pumping their legs in this final few minutes of the half as the ball goes in. And it's taken cleanly. This Army trying to find their way for their second try. Number 4 goes into contact, brought down. Takes 2 Kandy players to bring him down. Inside pass. And is he over? No, almost. Referee says held up.
Well,
very good from Kandy.
More trouble for Kandy. Ganuko Disanaika went into that tackle very, very awkwardly. And seems like he's gotten a very big blow on his shoulder. The right shoulder. Another front row forward. So not ideal, because this is what happens when you play with Army. Take a look at the next phase. The arriving man, the Nana Kara and Ganuko Disanaika, straight away getting his right shoulder in. Not ideal when you're a front row forward, because that area is going into contact one after the other. Difficult.
It's not going to be easy for Kandy now. Few injury concerns coming in. They already have Nigel Ratwat, who's out for a few weeks with a hamstring injury. And now we have two players, the skipper and Nishan, walking off, helped off rather from the field. I hope it's nothing serious for them. And nevertheless, it's Army on the charge once again. Another scrum inside the 5 meter. This time they'll be eager to get some points under them. The ball goes in. Takes it out to Dikubura.
Gives it to Bulat Singhala, who manages to stay in field. Isolated there. Army lucky to get away. Big hit on Terush Adhikaram by the Kandy defense. But Army still on the move. Have lost a little bit of ground. Now Aravinda Karnaratna tucking the ball in for Army. Army still opting to be with their forwards. Nana Kara takes the ball to the middle of the ground. Bandara gives it out to Salinda, who drops the ball. Spills the ball forward. Very, very unfortunate for Army. For all the pressure they put, they have nothing to show, unfortunately. Salinda's Blues continue from the last game from the same venue.
Yes, very, very unlikely for an experienced player like him. Missing that pass. And Kandy is also back to 15. With Yakubali coming in. So the advantage is gone, and that was a window that Army had to get some points, some sort of assurance in this game, but that wasn't meant to be. So credit to Kandy for holding on to their lead.
Absolutely, Ranjika, because Army was ever so close. They got plenty penalties in very kickable ranges, but opted to go for points. And that's deemed not straight by the referee. So Kandy coming away with a scrum just like that on the almost close to the halfway mark. Kandy's managed to get out of danger because Army is going to be quite demoralized here, Ranjika.
Yes, clearly the momentum again has shifted now to Kandy. I think they'll be eager to put some more points before going into the break. Just a little over 2 minutes remaining in the game in our clock. Here we go, Kandy on the charge, working their backs. This is Vijay Singh.
Vishwamitra Jayasinghe taking the ball in. Jamaldeen gives it to Shehan Patirena, who pumps his legs, looks for the offload, decides to take it down. Jamaldeen, long cut-out pass to Jason Disanayaka, shows and goes. Offloads to Ranjan, who gets a hand on it. Taridu Chaturanga is there to take it down, but Ranjan's step seems like it went forward. And referee decides that it's time for lemons. And at the end of the first half, 5 points to 14. And Army have done very well, irrespective of making a couple of mistakes, to keep Kandy at bay, just giving away only 2 tries. And if Army did capitalize on the chances that they got, the scoreline would have been much different.
Yes, clearly they had their opportunities, they had their moments in the game, and clearly the final 10 minutes belong to Army, mainly due to that one-man advantage and the penalties which Kandy conceded. There you go, the halftime confirmation. 5 points to 14. It's Kandy who is leading at halftime. Come to you live from the Air Force grounds, Ratmalana.
The Army band make into the ground, and here are the first half highlights. If you missed the action, Kalhara getting a try of his dreams. A stroll in the park for him. Score in the first try before leaving the grounds. Tilna Vijay Singh duly obliged and added the 2 points. And this was Army's reply through their forwards. We have missed out on the other try from Kandy. But 5 points to 14 is the story here from Air Force grounds here in Ratmalana. We'll take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will have the live action of the second half of this Army versus Kandy game.
Crescent Mini Keeves. Try it. Love it. The original Mini Keeves, only from Crescent.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites, only from Crescent.
අපේ ගෙදර හැමෝටම ඉන්ටනෙට් ඕනේ. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි රවුටරේ නිසා ගෙදරේදී කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. අපි වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් ගියත් පැකේජ් එක එකයි. ඒත් ගෙදරින් එළියට ගියාම හැමෝටම පැකේජ් එක අරන් යන්න පුළුවන්ද? Hey බැරි. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි ප්ලස් පැකේජ් එක තියෙන්නේ. ලංකාවේ කොහේ ගියත් රවුටරේ ගෙදර තියෙද්දි ගෙදර හැමෝටම එකම පැකේජ් එකෙන් වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් යන්න පුළුවන් එකම ක්‍රමය. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි ප්ලස් විතරයි. ඒ විතරක් නෙමෙයි. එක බිලයි කනෙක්ෂන්ස් ගොඩයි.
Fast Pulsar NS160 with wider tyres and twin disc brakes from David Pierce Motor Company Private Limited.
Sophisticated selection of Yardley, London.
අපේ ගෙදර හැමෝටම ඉන්ටනෙට් ඕනේ. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි රවුටරේ නිසා ගෙදරදි කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. අපි වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් ගියත් පැකේජ් එක එකයි. ඒත් ගෙදරින් එළියට ගියාම හැමෝටම පැකේජ් එක අරන් යන්න පුළුවන්ද? Hey Perry! මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි ප්ලස් පැකේජ් එක තියෙන්නේ. ලංකාවේ කොහේ ගියත් රවුටරේ ගෙදර තියෙති ගෙදර හැමෝටම එකම පැකේජ් එකෙන් වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් යන්න පුළුවන් එකම ක්‍රමය. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි ප්ලස් විතරයි. ඒ විතරක් නෙමේ. එක බිලයි කනෙක්ෂන්ස් ගොඩයි. අපේ ගෙදර හැමෝටම ඉන්ටනෙට් ඕනේ. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි රවුටරේ නිසා ගෙදරදි කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. අපි වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් ගියත් පැකේජ් එක එකයි. ඒත් ගෙදරින් එළියට ගියාම හැමෝටම පැකේජ් එක අරන් යන්න පුළුවන්ද? Hey Perry! මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි ප්ලස් පැකේජ් එක තියෙන්නේ. ලංකාවේ කොහේ ගියත් රවුටරේ ගෙදර තියෙති ගෙදර හැමෝටම එකම පැකේජ් එකෙන් වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් යන්න පුළුවන් එකම ක්‍රමය. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි ප්ලස් විතරයි. ඒ විතරක් නෙමේ. එක බිලයි කනෙක්ෂන්ස් ගොඩයි.
நேரடி ஒளிபரப்பு யாழ்ப்பாணத்திலிருந்து
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිරිතදාස
ඇඩ්මෝරටුව
පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
கிழக்கு மாகாணம்
Sugadadasa Indoor Stadium is the Fox Hill Supercross.
කුරුණෑගල සිටි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නූරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයට.
ෆයිනල් ෂෝඩවුන් කැන්ඩි ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ක්ලබ්
පොළොන්නරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට
Army, once again, it's important that they don't concede now in this first few minutes in the half altogether. They are still trailing by 7 points as the line out comes in for Kandy. It was very awkward there. I think the Kandy flanker.
Two Kandy players and an Army player down on the ground. Jason Disanayaka, Shahan Pathiran and Army player seems to have gotten a hit. Referee straight away stopping play. Here's the replay. Oh well. Pathiran came down quite awkwardly there. So did Disanayaka. Nalan Premant of Army being attended to. Referee Fernando having a chat with his assistant referee to deem what's gone wrong. Challenge in the air, so a yellow card to Nalan Premant of Army. Very unfortunate. Army will have to play catch up now. They're down on the scoreboard by 9 points and have to play with have to play with 14 men in the first 10 minutes of the second half.
A huge blow for Army. They're trailing, and this is not the ideal start for them in the second half, as the clouds also close in the grounds. It's pretty much covered right along the playground. So we expected to see some showers as well. Nevertheless, Kandy in with another chance on the 22 now. The line out for them.
This time well collected by Patirana. Army managing to stop them, but only momentarily. Kandy playing with advantage. Roshan Veeratna sends it out to Shahan Patirana, who carries the ball forward. Veeratna to Jamaldeen. Jamaldeen shows and gives an inside pass to Danushka Ranjan. Continues from where he left off last weekend and gets another try to his account. Beautiful inside pass by Jamaldeen. Puts Ranjan in space, and Kandy just like that collects the third try.
Too easy for the speeds, Danushka Ranjan. And like you said, Arshad Jamaldeen reading very nicely, getting that inside pass to incoming Ranjan, who just barges through. No stopping him from that close range. So that takes Kandy Sports Club to 19 points. Well adrift from Army Sports Club, who's down to 14 men. And that's another conversion through for Tilna Vijay Singh. 3 out of 3 for him.
Easy work done by Vijay Singh, adding on 2 more points. Kandy now 21 points, 2-5. Here's a replay. Beautiful work by Arshad Jamaldeen. Foxed the entire Army defense. And for Danushka, that was he's very deadly when it comes to the last 10 meters. Here's where Army need to put a stop to Kandy scoring. And if they can at least get 5 points while one of their players are in the bin, it's going to be very important. Good deep kick. Kandy looking to run the ball inside their own 22. Not going to the kicking option. Jamaldeen sends it out to Ranjan again. Veeratna with the kick from base. Collected by Anuruddha Vilvara, who manages to offload. Veeratna with another kick. That time, not the execution wasn't there. Patirana not managing to collect it cleanly inside the 22. Kandy with a counter. Jason Dissanayake coming through the middle. Has plenty speed. Finds the offload to Vishwamitra Jayasinghe. This is where Kandy is deadly in broken play. Ganuko Dissanayake tucking the ball in. Seems to have recovered from the blow to his shoulder. Vijay Singh to Pereira. Pereira, long cutout pass to Vilvara. Whoa, well. Was deemed forward by the referee. Very unfortunate there. It was a long cutout pass. It looked flat from where we are standing, but the referee is in the best position to make the decision.
Yes, that would have been another try. There you go, the replay. This is the pass. Very marginal there. Marginal call going against Kandy. Nevertheless,
I guess here in the subcontinent, anything 50-50 tends to go forward. Whereas up in the northern hemisphere and also down under, they are deemed fat passes. Riswi with the put-in. Army with a chance to get out of jail. Good kick by Riswi, but Tilina is unfazed. Now to Vishwamitra. Looking for gaps through the Army defense. Army need to get their defensive act together. Shahan Patrina, big tackle on him. Now again, Danushka Ranjan gives it out to Anuruddha Vilvera. Vilvera cutting back inside through three men. Steps on Salinder. Couldn't offload to Ranjan, who was coming in. Roshan Veeratna with a show and go. That's experience for you. And if you thought Roshan Veeratna's days of being a nippy halfback was over, think again, because brilliant work by Veeratna. Army defense was completely foxed. They had too many men to worry on the outside, but Veeratna decided, well, I'll go myself.
Yes, credit to Villavara as well, making the breakthrough from the halfway mark. Earned some good yards, brought the ball to the 22, and then the experience of Veeratna spotting that gap in close range and opting to just barge through to complete the bonus point for Kandy.
Absolutely, bonus point try for Kandy Sports Club. 26 points to 5 with the conversion to come. And Vijay Singh has absolutely no problem. 4 out of 4. 28 points to 5. Kandy Sports Club looking deadly in broken play yet again. They have that continuity which affects any defense. You got to work really hard to make sure that you get your act right. Here's the replay.
Yes, you missed that barging run from Villavara, but there you go. The show and go from Veeratna to complete the 4th try for Kandy Sports Club, and the conversion was also through from Thilna Vijay Singh. 4 out of 4 for him as Army restart again.
Kick deep to the hands of the try scorer Veeratna. Kandy again opting to run. Not a good collection by Villavara. Anuruddha Vilvera playing his first game after a long layoff. Army now with an opportunity inside the 22 of Kandy Sports Club. There's still a player down. The lock Tirusha Adhikaram. In the sin bin for a challenge on Shahan Patrina in a line out. Challenging him on the air. As the skies have opened up here in Ratmalana, so it is going to affect the free-flowing running rugby that we witnessed. There'll be a lot of stop play due to the wet ball conditions. Rispi now sending it to Nanakar of Army. Good run by him. Bandar. Oh, long cut out pass, but Kasan Maduranga, who's been good in the midfield for Army, that time not being able to collect it. So relieves pressure on Kandy.
Yes, the final third from Army have been pretty disappointing in this match. There you go. Long cut out pass missed there by this big centre, number 12. And like I mentioned, the final third, the finishing touches have been disappointing from Army Sports Club. They haven't been able to convert their effort in the midfield to points, and that's why they are still trailing by 23 points now. So almost a little too far away for them as Kandy make their way. Once again, Gone Kodangamo back on field.
Arshad Jamaldeen's kick is in field. Well fielded by Isuru Madagedara. Army yet again on the charge. Risvi happy to slow things down, but passes to no man. Bandar collects it. On Army trying to run around. That's a great hit by the centre, still on the move, offloads, and brilliant try by Army. This is exactly what they needed to lift things up. That's the try scorer for you. Bear with us though, because we couldn't take a look at his number. Seems like it was Dick Kumbra who touched down, or was it Madhura Bandara?
Nevertheless, welcome try for Army Sports Club. That's just what they wanted, to shift the momentum towards them again. They were down and out in this first few minutes of the second half.
Interestingly though, the try was created through a pass of Risvi which went to no man. Bandara doing very well to collect it and send it out to his centres. Salinde is not successful with the conversion. So Army 10 points to 28. Here's the replay. Yes, gives it out, and Dick Kumbra going back in support. He's the man who scores the try.
Yes, Siddharth Dick Kumbra initially breaking through and getting the pass to the incoming play, and then taking it back to touchdown for the second try of the game for Army, as the rain gets a bit heavier out here.
Difficult conditions for our production crew and also our photographers here at the Air Force grounds. Not much places where you can find shade from the rain.
Army trying to work their way from their own half, using their forwards now. This time he'll go for the kick. Straight into the hands of the Kandy player. Tilne Vijay Singh now tries to go on his own. Running behind, running diagonally. Now making headway. Gets the rubber, but straight into the hands of the Army player, who kicks it back once again. And
very good kick by Mohammad Rizvi that time, who is the sweeper. Army taking it slow, whereas Kandy decided that they wanted to take it quickly. Good pressure put in by them. And the ball has been taken back inside the 22, so the line out will be from where the kick was made.
This could be very costly, Sudarshan.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. This is a momentum shift once again for Army. This game has been tit for tat from both sides having their moments. It's true that Kandy have piled up the scores. Here you go. Sees the quickly taken line out. Veeratna giving the ball.
Disanaika seems to have come out of the 22.
Army on the charge now.
Well set maul for Army. Coming in from the side is Kandy, so they're penalized. Army playing with advantage. Suyru Anthony was the culprit there. Now charging through the middle is Samir Bulat Singhala, big centre forward. Now to Nanayakar. Steps the first man. Doesn't keep hold of the ball, so referee will come back for the penalty. Army restored to their original number. Referee Madugalla having a chat with referee Fernando. Will it be a yellow card for a high tackle? Seems like it was a high tackle that he was pointing out. Number 1 from Kandy.
Patirina, I think, getting a caution there from the referee. Nevertheless, it's going to be an Army ball. Army penalty, rather.
Skipper Patirina has been, Shehan Patirina rather, has been given the captaincy duties. Well, Army, interestingly, what will they do here? Will they take the quick tap? No, they opt to go to touch. Here's a replay. Yes, Sashan Darling had his arms around the head of the player, which is not allowed.
I think Army have done well in their lineouts in this game. They lost, I think, one in the first half. And apart from that, I think they've been perfect in their lineouts. There you go. Oh.
There you go. Commentators curse, they say. Right on the money. Just when Ranjika said they've been good with their lineouts, they falter with 5 meters away from the try line. Now Kandy trying to batter things up, and Rushan Veeratna's kick doesn't find touch. Dick Kumbura, the try scorer, runs laterally, looks for space. Running through the middle is Dick Kumbura, needs support. Great run by Sudaraka Dick Kumbura there. Army playing with advantage. Risvi goes to his short side. Army forwards happy to do the hard yards. Bandara gives it to Bulat Singhal. A big hit. Big hit on the Kandy's Lavanga Pereira, who looks unsettled. Now Risvi trying to snip through. He's stopped in his tracks by the Kandy defense. Army battering away their forwards. Can smell the whitewash. Mohammad Risvi looks at his open side. Bandara gives it to Bulat Singhal. Bulat Singhal for the line. Stopped short. Patrina needs to release that player now. Ball held up, says the referee, so a scrum will be awarded to Army for going forward. But Kandy doing well to hold Army up there because they were under tremendous pressure.
Yes, Kandy doing well indeed as Army on the attack now in this last few minutes. They've been really good in their faces and their forwards doing the hard yards. Still, like I mentioned from the beginning, they're a very gutsy team. They'll give their best right through the 80 minutes. And that's what we witnessed right through this match as well. There you go.
Here's another look at it. Bulat Singhal took the ball forward. Making addition to go by himself was the substituted Tusita Senanayaka for Army. He was held up. Kandy have made quite a few changes. So they will have to be careful with their benches because Army is going to be a very hard team. There you go. Shashika Jayawardena comes in place of Soiru Anthony to the second row.
Army also making some changes. The experienced Asoko Jayalal is in the pack right in the center. A big prop. Another wholehearted player. This will be interesting for Army.
Jayalal straight away showing his experience. A little bit of dark arts from the front row. Tells the referee they are not keeping the distance. Putting some doubt in the heads of Kandy. Oh, Risvi did very well there to keep hold of the ball. Now the forwards need to make sure they build at least a couple of phases until Risvi gets back on his feet. Now to Jayalal, who's fresh off the bench. He's held up. Manages to go to ground with the help of a few of his forwards. Bandara wants one more hit, and that comes through the hands of Nana Kara. Jason Disanaika right on top of that ball. Managed to have, seems to have turned possession. Yes, Kandy with possession now. Held down, so Right call by referee Fernando. The ball wasn't coming out there, but Kandy had forward momentum. Very unfortunate for Army.
It's once again the final third from Army. It's been pretty disappointing in this game. Do all the hard work to get inside the 5 meter and just unable to penetrate the defense. And credit to Kandy once again for holding on to dear life. And Army will have to start once again. Scrum for Kandy Sports Club inside their own 10 meter. They'll probably take this and try to clear their lines. Veeraratne to feed in. Ball goes in.
Rishan Veeraratne taking things to his own hands. Using his legs to do the needful rather. Still, the Kandy red zone. Just outside the 22 meter mark.
Shouldn't back down now. This is time for them to attack. They're still trailing by 18 points. If they are to make any sort of comeback to this match, they'll have to score now. As the line out goes in, well done there by flank Sashika, stealing that ball, and it's Kandy now on the attack. Army somehow managing to keep the ball in their position, but they lost a lot of ground there. But referee says knock forward, and that's gonna be another vital moment of the game. Just when Army had the chance of another attacking phase, they failed to keep the position, and it's going to be Kandy. There you go, the replay.
Here's another look at it. Madhura Bandara, the man, not managing to collect it cleanly. Lost the ball forward. There's a slight drizzle still, as you can see on your screens, although the sun has decided to peep through the dark clouds which have gathered on top of the Air Force Stadium. Army forward just rejoining the scrum after being attended to on the other corner of the ground. Nanakara, that is. Asuka Jayala's first touch wasn't that great. Shashika Jayawardena spoiling it.
Veeraratne to feed in. Veeraratne gives the ball to Jamaldeen. He goes for the foot. Tries the crossfield kick to Vishwamitra, who jumbles it, and the ball goes out for a line out for Army.
Not ideal option, isn't it? Taking that, especially playing against the wind. It's not going to be, and also wet ball conditions, always going to be difficult. And an update coming to you from Police Park. CRN FC in the lead, 38 points to 17, with CR looking like they are going to be a team to watch this season, filled with some really young and experienced talent.
Army.
As Army go through their line out.
On the attack now, another correct line out for them. This time working their backs, gets the offload, but a little wavered with that pass, losing some ground, but still in with position is Army.
Did very well to keep the ball in play, but that's lost forward. These are the crucial errors that have costed them a lot of the points. Kandy still with position. Pathirana taking the ball forward. Now we run it to Jamaldeen. Jamaldeen gives it, tries to give it to Darling, and Army managing a boot on it. Sasika Javardhana. Big hit on him by the Army defenders. Now on to the outside. Ranjan gives it to Vilvara. Vilvara has just 2 men to beat. Gives it back to Ranjan. Good tackle on Ranjan, not held. Plants the ball and gets back on his feet. Some 7 skill showing by Ranjan. Now to Tilna Vijay Singha. Vijay Singha puts in a little chip and scores. A dink and a score. Exhibition of skill set by Tilna Vijay Singha. Had plenty on the outside, didn't need any.
Yes, class act Tilna Vijay Singha spotting the vacant space behind the defense lines of Army. There wasn't any sweeper and scramble defense, and Tilna going for the foot, and just the bounce was also in favor of Tilna Vijay Singh, who just jumped over the ball to score the 5th try of the game for Kandy Sports Club. Once again, the credit should be given to the midfield play by the centres of Army. Shashika himself made that initial break, and then the speedsters Anuruddha Villavara and Dhanushka Ranjan combining together to bring the ball deep into the 22. And then it was Tilna Vijay Singha's skills on foot which got the points for Kandy Sports Club as he gets another conversion through. So it's 5 out of 5 for Tilna Vijay Singha. A near perfect game for him. And a real contester for the player of the match as well.
Here's the replay of that try. Brilliant work by Bilver and Ranjan, and Vijay Singha putting the finishing touches and adding the extras as well. So that's the 5th try for Kandy. Lovely work by them, 35 points to their name. Army have struggled though, but they've been very good in patches. That's the problem for Army.
Yes, that was the thing. Their final third, the finishing touches have been disappointing from Army Sports Club. They do all the hard work, getting their faces, building up towards the try line, but that final touch, final surge have been disappointing for Army. They missed out on few tries, and they could have posed a threat to this champion side, Kandy Sports Club. But Kandy, on the other hand, proved their authority. They proved who they are. They don't slip away chances, and that's what they did. That's why they are leading. And as another restart goes straight into the Kandy player, and Kandy now building up for the Shashika goes into contact, brought down. Jamaldeen. And now the speedsters goes for the foot. Cleanly gathered there by Rizvi. Nibbling his way, goes into contact. Army still in with the ball. Referee says not releasing, says the referee. So a penalty for Army Sports Club. Another chance for them to go inside the attack in 22.
We are edging close to the final 10 minutes of this second half and this game. Salinder with the kick to touch, as you can see. 2 massive rainbows in the background of the pictures. Yes, our cameraman gets the cue as well. Let's hope that these 2 rainbows bring fortune to Sri Lanka.
Last time it wasn't that good. So, yeah. I hope this brings good fortune to Sri Lanka and Sri Lanka rugby and Sri Lanka cricket as well. Last time, what I meant was from not good fortune was for cricket.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
that's what
Fortune
I
is something
meant.
that cricket desperately needs. Today they were 172 for 1, but have been bundled out for 248 runs. Very unfortunate, but coming back to this game, Army now on the charge again. Dick Kumbra has been on fire for Army, despite being alone. Can Army get their continuity together? And if so, they will be able to try and challenge Kandy, despite being 25 points behind. And here's a ball to the corner. Madhura Bandara, big hit on him, loses the ball in contact. Mohammad Rizvi collects the reply kick from Army. Kandy rather. Dick Kumbra again taking the ball forward.
Some sloppy rugby from both sides. I think Army losing a position earlier and then Kandy giving away position. So it's Army once again. This time well gathered there by the incoming Kandy player, that is Veer Ratna. Very smart.
He was under pressure as well there. But losing the ball in contact is the new man in. Seems like that was Omanta Panthiyavatta.
Scrum ball for Kandy. Here we go. Another look at that. The knock
Tarani
on.
Chaturanga playing half-back, but it was a little high, but could have been collected. Panthiyavatta, the man who's come in from the bench. Army with yet another opportunity. Kandy managing to score 5 tries and putting over all the conversions. Amazing 35 points. Today we've seen the fluency that we were looking for in the first 2 games when it comes to the backs. But as for some moments in the game, they did look like they were faced a little by the Army attack. If Army could have gotten their finishing touches together, would have been a different story here. Would have been a much closer scoreline.
Yes,
Here comes Army again. Rizvi to Bandara. Gives it out to Bulat Singhal.
Yes,
Here's Bulat Singhal with a long cut-out pass. Oh, that's a high tackle by Wilbur. That will be a card coming. But lost forward, says referee Fernando. He spotted a forward pass. One of those 50-50 passes.
Is another marginal call from the AR. This is a replay. You can see it for yourself. Marginal there. The AR calling it a forward pass, so the play will be brought back to the Army half with a scrum ball, scrum feed for Kandy. And Veer Ratna has been replaced by Madhushankar. Beg your pardon.
Ishan Jansen, that is, former Kingswood skipper in the number 23 jersey. Bulat Singhal getting back to his feet. And a big shout out to all of you who are joining us from across Sri Lanka and also from across the world, following us on www.ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub. We will be bringing you all the action of this club rugby season. A very interesting season we have on our hands. It's going to be difficult, the scrummaging now, because we have quite wet underfoot conditions here due to the slight drizzle that has been constant since the start of the second half.
Yeah, it hasn't been heavy, but it has been consistent, so I'm sure the players must be struggling to find their footing. Nevertheless, Kandy now on the attack.
Breaking through the middle was on with the wheel, but here's Jansen giving it out to Disanaika, collecting it back on the loop. Kandy looking to run to the corner. Vishwamitra Jayasinghe. Now to Bhuvaneku Dangamu. Kandy in search of their 6th try. Jansen to Jamaldeen, gives it inside to Ashan Darling. Now the Candybacks will be licking their fingers. That's if the forwards decide to give the ball out.
This is a chance for Kandy to extend their lead once again.
Panthiyavatta taking the ball in. Chaturanga combining with Damit Disanaika. Now Jayawardena taking the ball up. Very determined to go through the army defense. Ashan Darling now. Jansen goes to the short side. Jamaldeen floats the pass up to Jason Disanaika, who's on the wing. Cutting back inside is Disanaika. Ran untouched. Again goes to the short side. Now Wilbur. Difficult man to tackle all the time. Panthiyavatta takes the ball in. Isolated, needs support. Army trying to rip the ball away. Not successful. Jamaldeen goes in himself. Jansen decides to slow things down. Gets his forwards to do the hard yards. Darling tucks the ball in. Shashika Jayawardena is met with a fierce tackle by the army defense. Jamaldeen with a drop kick and is successful. Jamaldeen decides that he needs to get in on the scoreboard as well. Gets in 3 points. So Kandy, 5 converted tries and a drop goal.
Yes, Kandy tried to use their forwards to penetrate the army defense, but army defense was up to it, and ultimately Ashar Jamaldeen deciding for himself that he'll have a go at the uprights, and he was successful in it. Here we go, right in the pocket, and it was a straightforward drop goal for Arshad Jamaldeen. Could be a restart, and Kandy moves on to 38 points. So it's fair to say that it's a dominant performance from the Hill Country Giants. And Army will be kicking themselves for missing out on those opportunities.
Now the visibility of, although you can see clearer pictures here, the visibility at the grounds drastically dropping. Thanks to the magic provided by the cameras that we have here. That's a mistake by Kandy. Can Army convert this to points? They failed to do that the entire game. They've been in very good positions, but not being able to capitalize. Can they convert this opportunity into points? Risvi with a long pass. Not ideal in this weather conditions and also ball conditions. Hands inside the ruck, and that is going to be penalized. Army opting to taking it quickly. Taken on the wrong mark. Referee Fernando will ask them to take it from the correct mark. And Tarundu Chaturanga seems to be in trouble. Those injuries are something that will concern Coach Vijay Singha. who will be keep a very, very keen eye on his forwards. It's true that he has a very vast squad to choose from, but managing them throughout these 16 weeks is going to be very, very crucial.
Yes, it's piling up for Kandy at the moment in this game so far. We saw a few players being helped off the field, but apart from the skipper, others have come back.
Well, 2 yellow cards to 2 Army players. Very interesting there. Seems to have Dilip Aniroshan and another player. So the penalty has been overturned. Very unnecessary there. That will be the last they will play in this game. Rohan Fernando. I believe they would have been arguing with the referee. Final few minutes going in this game, Ranjika, and I think it's up to us now to make a decision who the player of the match was. A difficult one to pick here because performance have been coming across the park for Kandy, especially in their back line. As Damed Disanayaka puts in. Oh, terrible miss by Jason, but manages to keep hold of the ball. Now a kick and chase.
Held up the tackle, referee.
Ball held up by Kandy, and referee Fernando takes a look at the clock. Will that be full time? Yes, decides that it's time to call it a game, and we have to decide on the player of the match, Ranjika, and some interesting performance. I thought Arshad Jamaldin stepped up very well to the mantle of playing that in that number 10 jersey. But in my opinion, Tilna Vijay Singh played a very great game, and also mention needs to be given to Roshan Veeraratne, who created space. But for me, the man of the match should be Tilna Vijay Singh.
There's no argument there. I also agree with you. Tilna Vijay Singh, perfect in his with his boots, getting all the kicks right, and that try he did. There was a little moment of magic from the experienced fullback for Kandy Sports Club. But dominated performance, the scoreline will suggest. But still, I think Kandy will be a little concerned of how they played the game, even though they secured the bonus point and the victory. But Army will be surely kicking themselves, Sudarshan. Here we go. The highlights are from the first half. This was the first try. Heshan going over pretty easy for the second row. And there you go, the first conversion from Tilna Vijay Singh. Easy pickings for the experienced lad. And then Kandy scoring the second try through Buonaka Udangamua. And then that was also converted by Tilna Vijay Singh. Then Army had their moments in the game. This was one of them. The try from Pushpa Kumara pushed over the line. But in the second half, of course, it was Kandy who ran away with it. Dhanush Ranjan barging through. Too dangerous, too much to handle for Army Sports Club. And the conversion once again through from Tilna Vijay Singh. This was the best try of the game for me, Sudarshan.
Oh, absolutely. Take a look at this. Show and go by Roshan Veeraratne, completely foxed there, the Army defense. The Kumara was the man who was closest to the fringe, and he's no pushover, but had no go. And this is the Kumara creating space, running a support line, and putting in the finishing touches to score the second try for Army. And this was the try by our man of the match, Tilna Vijay Singh. Take a look at this. Roshan Veeraratne gives it out to Vijay Singh, has plenty men on the outside, puts in a little dink, and down he goes. Lucky bounce for him as well. Was right on the money with every single conversion. And Arshad Jamaldin adding in, getting his name on the scoreboard with a drop goal, as the skies properly open up Here's the key stats of the game. Kandy Sports Club, 5 tries, 5 conversions, and a drop goal, making up their 38.
Army Sports Club, just the 2 tries for them. They had their opportunities. They could have at least scored those 4 tries, but that wasn't meant to be. Army Sports Club only scoring 10 points against the 38 of Kandy. So 3 out of 3 wins for the reigning champions, and they are well on course in defending their title.
Here you go, upcoming week, CHNFC taking on Air Force 25th November. That's tomorrow. Upcoming games rather. CHNFC will be looking to put in a strong performance against Air Force. Have been very, very unlucky to go down in the first 2 games, both games losing out by a point. And next week we have some very interesting games. Police Sports Club taking on Havelocks at Police Park on the 30th of November. Air Force taking on Navy, hosting them here at Rotmalana on 1st of December. Army versus CH at Police Park, and Kandy versus CR. This is going to be an interesting one. 2nd of December, that's on Sunday. And that will be an interesting one, which we will bring to you on www.thepapare.com. And that is it from Rotmalana, bringing you pictures of this brilliant game as the skies have opened up. Sudarshan Apir is signing off alongside Ranjika Pereira, our production and the technical crew of ThePapare.com, sharing the passion.
Crescent Mini Keeves. Try it. Love it. The original Mini Keeves, only from Crescent.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites, only from Crescent.
Fast Pulsar NS160 with wider tyres and twin disc brakes from David Pieris Motor Company Private Limited.
Sophisticated selection of Yardley, London.
நேரடி ஒளிபரப்பு யாழ்ப்பாணத்திலிருந்து.
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිද්ධාස
at Moratua
පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
கிழக்கு மாகாணம்.
Sugadadasa Indoor Stadium is the Fox Hill Supercross.
Kurunagala City, Atugal Puravare.
papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නූරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයට.
Final showdown, Kandy Sports Club.
පොළොන්නරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට